Hey everybody, welcome back to the Board Games Maelstrom, and I want to let you know that today we're going to be doing a review, a 3 to 6 player game that just finished and fulfilled on Kickstarter back in June. Pretty soon it'll be in your friendly local game store. That game is Dwarves Dig Delve Die. It takes about 30 minutes to play. Like I said, it's 3 to 6 players. Let's go down to the table and take a look. Okay, here we are at the table. This is a very cool game. It can be either a party game or just some fun with the family. Basically, the first thing I want to take a look at is the components. They supply you with gold. They have some 3 golds. We have some 1 golds. A couple of rules cards. You get your mine deck. You get your dwarves. Dwarves are your die, and let me tell you, these are some pretty cool looking components. The dwarves are silhouetted on the die, and the pips are inside the dwarves. It's pretty cool. It's a little bit hard to get, to notice what is what off the bat, but the more you play, you'll be able to get it. But there's a couple of faces. Here's a couple more faces with little silhouettes of dwarves. Very cool. Cards are very good stock. There's good snap to them. Very easy to shuffle. They're matte, so they're not too slidey. I don't want to shuffle these because I got, they shuffle very easily. Basically, this is the way you play. You take your supply and you put it off to the side. You put the Delve and Dig card out. It's the double-sided card in the deck. And you put that out right here. The gold stays off to the side. You can use the gold provided in the cards, or you can use pretty much anything you want. If you got another game that has gold, little like gold nuggets. If you had backed the Kickstarter, you had an opportunity to get gold nuggets with your game. What me and my gang decided to use is some big old stupid looking coins. That was fun. You got a clink whenever you got your gold together, but that was a lot of fun. That's what we used. You can use pretty much anything. You can use the cards. You can use these. The object of the game is to be the first player with 5 gold. Now, when it's your turn, first of all, everybody gets a die. Let's just say there's 3 players. Everybody gets a die, or a dwarf. Everybody gets 1 dwarf, and when it's your turn, you take a dwarf from the supply, and you roll. Now, the way you place your dwarves, and you have to place all of them if you can on the cards that are available. The very first turn of the game is not going to be real exciting, but it goes lowest to highest. You can place lowest to highest, but you can also place the same number on top of each other. There's no limit to the height of the stack, but you have to follow those rules. In this case, I rolled a 2 and a 5, and I'll put the 2 on the Delve and Dig card, and then the 5. Once all your die are placed, then you resolve the lowest result. In this case, there's no other cards out, so the 5 is the lowest result. And it says Delve and Dig. You take your dwarf back, you reveal and resolve 1 new card. So I go to the top of the deck and I turn it over, and they dug too deep. Killed the tallest dwarf stack. This is a card that's interesting because later in the game, if you have huge stacks of dwarves, it'll completely wipe them out, and it will put a nice stack back in the supply, because if there are none in the supply, you cannot draw a dwarf out when it's your turn. In this case, tallest stack is 1. I would just destroy that and put it back in the supply. It would be the next person's turn. They would grab a die out of the supply, a dwarf. They would roll, and they came up with a 1 and a 5. Now, they're not going to want to destroy the largest tower, so probably the best move here would go 1, 5 out of this one. Reveal and resolve 1 new card. Turn it over and you put it alongside the stack. Relic of Power. Resolve any other revealed card. So I could choose to kill the stack with the Balrog, or I could choose to resolve this one again. He would take his die back, of course. And we are going to reveal and resolve another new card. Dragon's Lair. All players lose 1 gold. Well, nobody has any gold, so nobody can lose any gold. But boy, this is not a good shuffle. It's not a good stack. Basically, it just goes on like that. There is strategy involved. The next player would grab their dwarf from the supply, and they would roll, and they got a 1 and a 3. Now, you probably don't want any of these to resolve, so the best thing to do here would be to maybe place your 1 and your 3 on this, and then the lowest one going from left to right would resolve, and that would be the one on Delve and Dig, reveal or resolve 1 new card. That one would do this. Bearded Skull, empty your mug, go next. This is one of the drinking cards that were put in with the Kickstarter. Basically, it's if you want to get your friends together and some beer, I'm pretty sure you can get pretty wasted with this game. But let's put that one aside for now and resolve another one. Cave In. Return all the cards to the deck. Yeah, so the dwarfs that are on this one go away. These would all go away. The Delve and Dig card never leaves. It stays out. So what you would do is you'd return all the mine cards to the deck. You would shuffle them up. And start again. And then it would be my turn again. I would roll. We got a 1 and a 3. Since that's the only card, you would stack them up like that. I would take my dwarf back, resolve. Dwarven Brothel. All players gain 1 dwarf. Alright, so that kind of helps out a little, sort of. It can make your decisions a little bit easier. And it would go to this player. He would take 1 dwarf from the supply and roll all 3. Now, we got a 4, 5, and a 6. With a 1 out there, we probably don't want to resolve this. You want to be able to get a new card and get some gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack these 3. The 1 is the lowest die on the dwarf out there. Delve and Dig, you would resolve 1 new card. Titan Forge, set all top dwarves to rank 1. So basically that would be, you would take all your top dwarves and set them at 1. The game's pretty easy to learn. There are some strategy moves that you need to make. It's a lot of fun. I played it for quite a while with my gang, and it was everybody enjoyed it. Everybody had a good time. It was easy to teach. New gamers won't have a hard time learning this. This is if you do frequent bars, this might be a game you could bring out to your table. A long booth, that would be a great place to have the cards coming out and stacked. Everybody could have drinks and have fun with that. By no means am I endorsing drinking. Alright, what do I think of the game? The components are great. First of all, I love the dwarves, even though they're a little hard to tell what pips are what at first. Once you play a little while, you get it. The gold cards are cool. You may want to use something else, like I did. Use some heavy coins, some gold nuggets that you may have in another game. You might have some fool's gold you picked up on vacation that you could use as gold nuggets. The cards are good stock. They snap. They're easy to deal. It's a lot of fun. A lot of strategic choices. A couple times you really got to think to make sure, hey, you know what, I gotta see, I'd like to resolve this card way over here, so in order to do that I have to make these stacks be the highest number, or higher than the number that's here. So that gives you a lot of strategy. It's a lot of fun. It'll be out in your local friendly game store soon. I would suggest, if this is your type of game, dice placement, you would go and take a look at it. Thanks a lot for stopping by. This has been another Board Games Maelstrom review.